WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. Not really sure how rare this one is. Glenmorangie, A Tale of Cake. Now, this does have 46% ABV. This basically just came out, at least over here in Germany, in September of 2024. This is the fifth in the row of a cake series from Glenmorangie. It all began with A Tale of Cake, which I tried. Was a little bit underwhelmed. I didn't even try A Tale of Winter, A Tale of the Forest, or A Tale of Tokyo, but I did buy the bottle of A Tale of Ice Cream. Why? Well, I know, I was just, oh, look at that, it's new, click. Why didn't I buy the others? I don't know. All right, so now what I do know is that this is a unique bottle. Whiskybase 249036 over here in Germany, we're talking about 80 euros. All right, so it says on the website, glenmorangie.com, products here, Glenmorangie, A Tale of Cake, Tale of Ice Cream, I'm sorry. Some time ago, Dr. Bill Lumsden began to imagine how he could capture the lavish flavors found in an ice cream parlor in a single malt, bringing out even more sweet and creamy vanilla-like flavors in Glenmorangie spirit. The guy had a lot of dreams. I mean, he dreamt about how he could put cake in the bottle and. All right. And after a host of experiments, he and Master Blender, a very important name here, Gillian Macdonald, I assume Gillian did most of the work. They united single malts aged in bourbon casks with the first whiskey finished in high vanillin casks. Not vanilla, vanillin. Vanillin. These new oak casks had been especially toasted, not charred, toasted, to bring out more vanilla qualities, rippling with notes of ripe peaches, vanilla, and coconut. All right, so it's like, okay, I know a lot about casks. I've never heard of high vanillin casks being offered by any cooperage. So I did find one cooperage that wrote about this. That is going to be worldcooperage.com. So where are they? I can't even find out where they're located at. All right, good. Who cares? So contact us here. I don't even know where they're located at. Very, very good. So now, I started reading scientific papers, and I'm going to bore you to death for the next 5 minutes. All right? So, did you know wood is basically made of three components: cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin? I used to work as a cabinet maker, and I knew that. Did you know, and I've actually taught people that worked in the paper industry, did you know that paper basically is made of cellulose and hemicellulose? And the lignin they don't need. So the lignin is either burnt, or what you can do is you can chemically change lignin into vanillin. And you can change lignin naturally into vanillin, which has a vanilla moment for us, by toasting it. Now, toasting is different than charring. Every single barrel in America for straight bourbon, rye, and so on has to be a new charred oak container. Charred means it has been set on fire from the inside. So as a child, I used to have marshmallows with my sister at a log fire, just a fire, a campfire, and I would toast mine indirectly until it turned a little bit tan, and then inside was a little bit gushy, and I would just love that. She'd put it in the fire, bring it out, count to three, 1, 2, 3. It was black. She loved it. My mom did too. Weird taste buds. All right, that's charred, set on fire, and there's active charcoal on the product, and toasting is indirect. Now, if you've ever seen any type of video of a cooperage, maybe in Spain, Portugal, France, making casks, you will actually see them often over an open fire. They have a little pile of wood that they've ignited, and it's burning. And usually the tops of the casks have already been together and the bottoms are still open. Why are they doing that? When you heat the wood, you can bend it. All right, so what they're doing is they're preparing the casks to be formed into the shape of a barrel. And so that's what they're doing. They're using that indirect heat radiation to make the wood pliable, movable, bendable, and so you can bend it into shape. Now, in America, when we make our casks, you don't see open fires that often. Well, you see a flamethrower after the barrel's been finished, burning out the inside of that cask, but you don't see those little tiny fires. We use steam heat to bend our cask into the position. All right, so you'll actually raise a barrel, put all the barrel staves in there first, clamp them down, put in the heat, and then put the top, close that together, and then after everything is right, you'll char the inside, put the lids on the bottom and the top, and then do a pressure test. Ta-da! Barrel finished. A little bit different in Europe. All right, the traditional way is not to use steam heat, but rather use an open fire. And an open fire does not set the inside on fire, it toasts the wood. So you can move those barrels in together. Now, I talked about the scientific papers I was reading here. Now, did you know that untoasted wood has about 6 micrograms of vanillin per gram? Did you know that a lightly toasted American oak has about 27 micrograms? So 5 times more. Did you know that a medium toasted has about 50 micrograms per gram of vanillin? So almost 10 times the amount it had without being toasted. And did you know, and this is what really, really surprised me the most, is that a heavily toasted barrel has only about 25 micrograms, which is half. Now, I have in front of me, I did a wood experiment over here in Germany. I did not do it in German. I did not do it in English. I only did it in German. I had 9 liters of spirit. It was just an Irish whiskey. And I actually divided it up into 9 bottles of 1 liter each. I put wood chips in them. I used a little tea filter, put the wood chips in there. I put 5 grams into 1 liter of alcohol. And I sent out 9 samples to, I think 23 different people, 24 different people, I don't know. And we did a live stream and we compared that. This is what a lightly toasted American oak chip looks like. This is what a medium toast. So I hope you can see the difference of the toasting level. They get darker. And what I have here, and that is basically the same thing we have, this is heavily toasted. So you can see these 3 different colors. This would have about 25, this would have about 50, this would have about 27. So the lightly has more vanillin than the heavily toasted does. Why? Because you're roasting it. You're destroying the vanillin again. It's decomposing, and that's why a heavy toast is not good. What is a toast? A toast is actually, medium toasted is about 200 degrees Celsius. The sweet spot is between 195 and 215 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Now, there have been people who have taken dried American oak with 14 micrograms, and they've actually been able to get that vanillin moment up to 370 micrograms. That's a 26-fold increase. All right. But the medium toast is usually 1 hour at 200, and the heavier toast is 1 hour at 235 degrees Celsius. You have to convert it into your Celsius or your Fahrenheit. I'm sorry. Good. So what they did is they had basically a medium toast. Ta-da! Hey, that was a lot of science, a lot of talking to really, really get you to understand what was going on in here. So now, if you ever had a medium toast of anything on a whiskey with a medium toast, virgin oak, you can buy casks. I can go on almost any website that sells cask. I say, hey, I want virgin oak, I want a light toast, I want a medium toast, I want a heavy toast. We can actually, if you go to International Save Company, ISC, you can say, I want a wave, which means a wave cask would be actually they put in slits. They cut out slits in the wood, so you have 28% more surface area. They do a heavy toast, and then they do a light char to fulfill all the requirements of being a straight whiskey. Interesting stuff. All right, so getting into finally the comparison. I have a tale of ice cream, 46%, 80 euros versus the 10-year-old. Now, I know the 12-year-old is out there. I just haven't bought a bottle of it yet because I still have my 10-year-old here. And this costs 30 euros. You can get it for 28, you can get it for 32, but hey, I'm just going to say 30 euros. Interesting enough, the 12-year-old is also 30 euros. So Glenmorangie basically said, hey, we're going to bring out exactly the same thing we used to have with 10 and just call it 12 at the same price. And hey, just it's a natural development, a natural evolution. There is no revolution to be seen here. It's just a natural evolution. Andre Haberecht, Whiskey Tales guy who I really enjoy, and I've learned a lot from him. He basically said this is another nail in the coffin of his theory, the whiskey bubble has burst. And Monet Hennessy, which owns Glenmorangie and Ardbeg, did not have enough room in their warehouses anymore, so they just said, hey, we're just going to up the age. We're putting 12-year-old stock in there anyway, so why not just call it 12-year-old stock and just leave it at that? So who knows? The good thing over here is they only use first and second fill bourbon barrels. Don't forget, bourbon barrel in America, it's like a tea bag. You use it the first time, and there's a lot going on there. You sell it over to Scotland or the Caribbean for rum or whatever, or tequila for Mexico. And it's called a first fill bourbon. It's still the second use of that barrel, which I love to compare to a tea bag. And then the second fill bourbon is the third time there's been alcohol in there with probably 60+%, at least 50+%. And so the tea bag, the barrel has been used the third time. And then they don't use the barrels anymore because they know they no longer impart anything on flavor, or not much on flavor and hardly anything on color. What I would love Glenmorangie to do, please, pretty please, put natural color on this if it is. If it's 46%, put non-chilled filtered on it. Why not? It won't hurt. There's enough room on the box. There's like nothing here. All right, no text, nothing. All right, so it wouldn't hurt you at all to put that on there, and the geeks of this world would love you for it. Going over to my very wise book at the end of October, I get my 2025. This is so good. This is really what I learned a lot from as well. I did not know this, but it says here Glenmorangie single malt is the third best-selling single malt in the UK and number 4 on the global list. Glenmorangie is the 4th best-selling single malt. Interesting. Together with Taliska, it is the single malt that has increased the most in terms of volumes in the past 5 years. Well done. All right, and in 2021, that meant that they sold 8.3 million bottles worldwide. That's a lot of bottles, all right? So number 3, who's the 3rd best-selling single malt in the world? I wouldn't have guessed it either. Macallan. I would never have guessed that. All right, and the sister distillery to Glenmorangie, because they belong to the same company, Monet Hennessy, is Ardbeg. Now, let's just nose these, let's taste these, and let's say what I want to say as a review. Don't forget, 80 euros, 30 euros. Age statement, no age statement. 40%, 46%. I'm not blasted by any moments of a ice cream parlor. I do get a tiny bit of peach, which I was not expecting. I do get vanilla. And I get a little bit of wood here, but nothing that pops out at me. It's very good descent. It's creamy, all right? So maybe I am describing vanilla ice cream. Who knows? This, on the other hand, I get more. I like Glenmorangie 10. I think it's if I'm someplace and they have nothing else and they have this, yes, I'm happy. It's got the vanilla, it's got the wood, it's got a little bit of an orange peel moment. It's absolutely fine. All right, this is for me a C whiskey. Now, value for money, for 30 euros. I can get it for 28, as I said here. This is a C+, maybe even a B- whiskey for value for money. Let's go for a B-, all right? Try to tell me an age-stated single malt under 30 euros. That's hard. Glenmorangie does it. All right, good stuff. And 10-year-old age statement as well. Well done. Availability everywhere. Now they have the 12-year-old for the same price. Come on, guys and girls, that's fabulous. The nose is a tiny little bit better. As I said, I get cream and peaches. All right, is that what they went for? I don't know, but they did say on their website that I should be getting peaches as well. So you take bourbon that's aged, you mix it together with, let me read this once again for me. All right, for me. These new oak, so, okay, it was finished in high vanillin casks. So it's just a finish. You take whiskey that is finished in these toasted, probably medium toasted casks. Yep. Cheers. 46% present, that's good. More wood than I expected, but not a new wood. It does have a little bit of that woodworking sawdust moment. It's got peaches and cream. Now, someone else said mango puree. I can get that. I get mango, peaches. They can be sometimes very, very similar. This is a C+. Yay! Now, value for money. It's a D+. But Jason, you said a C+ in taste. Yes, it's 80 euros. I can get almost 3 of these for 1 of these. I've seen this for 26 euros. That would literally be 3 of these for 1 of these. Is it 3 times better? No, never. Not even close. Yeah, this is a good solid C. This is a good solid B, C+. On a good day, it could actually, on a bad day, it might just be a C as well. It's not wow. Is it a step up? Yes. When I go back to this, the 40% seems to be a little bit thin. It's got a good finish, though. There's hardly anything I can say about Glenmorangie 10 or probably new 12, which I can criticize. It's a solid whiskey. This, except for a little bit more of that wood, a little bit more of that peaches and cream moment, not much of a difference. Okay, so question of the day. What is your favorite Glenmorangie? I'm going to try to trigger your memories here. Many people love Glenmorangie Signet. It's 46% and has that roasted mocha barley moment in there. Almost 200 euros the bottle now. There's a Glenmorangie 18 for 118 euros. The Quinta Ruben is now 14 years of age. The Nectar d'Or, the Sauterne cask. We have the Lazanta 12-year-old. We have an Infinita 18-year-old, which I've never seen before. We had the 19-year-old, which was good, but not worth 128 euros in my opinion. The 12-year-old Palo Cortado. That one, I have that bottle. I've never actually done a video about that. I have to do that one day. The Glenmorangie X, I've never understood that. It costs more than this. I can get this cheaper than I can get the X. The unnamed, no age statement there. I don't know. Oh yeah, the Glenmorangie, the Nectar is the new name. It's now a 16-year-old product. Wow. There's a triple cask reserve, also cheap for 27 euros, and the Calvados Barrel Select 12-year-old is also still out there and available. So what's your favorite Glenmorangie? It might have been a product I didn't even mention because it might not be available here in Germany, but they do have a grape range. They're doing good products. They have their normal 10-year-old. Then they have the, I need to get this right. The Nectar with 16 years of age. They have maybe the Palo Cortado with 12 years of age. And then they have the Lazante also 12 and the original here at 10. Oh, I forgot the Reuben Portas 14. All right, so they have a base. And on top of that, they have some premium products, the Signet, the 18, the 19, so on. And then they have 5 different A Tale Of. So they get you here, they move you up here, and then they give you a good variety of limited edition bottles. I must admit, well done, Glenmorangie. Well done. Whiskey Jason here. All the best. Bye-bye.